I'm Chase.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Customer Service. And coming to you live from Boulder, Colorado, officially 1 month post 420. How are we feeling, Timothy? You like that little number?
1 month out from 420. It's a downhill ride from here for the rest of the year. We get one perfect day. You looking at this is too much for me. I love it.
It's 5:20.
Didn't even hide it. It's you're doing the whole announcement thing. It is 5:20 a.m. and what do you got going on?
Not much.
Choppy start.
Choppy start. It is.
We're in the thick of it. We're in Memorial Day. By the time you hear this, Memorial Day will be live.
Yeah.
We will be buried so deep. It'll be it's kind of fun, but it's
fun. Yeah. I think that's the best way to put it is that I was like trying to think, well, how am I? We released we released early access to Patreon yesterday. Discord gets it today at the time of recording, and then a couple other communities sprinkled throughout, and then at the time of this coming out, it will be live. So if you are listening to this and you haven't gotten the email from us and you're unaware, Memorial Day is live on the site, 30% site-wide with barring any brand restriction that we are already well aware of. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
So we're feeling frazzled. We just got a bunch of deliveries right before we started this, which we weren't expecting.
Right before we left last night, we got Stussy. So there's some Stussy about ready to hit the site. We already got photos and everything ready to roll with that. It's going to be received online. We have Beams Japan, which has been a whole to-do.
Let's also say we're going to try to get this online. We're just
going to see what happens.
We're going to see what we can do. But
we got Beams Japan over there in a decent quantity. We have Frismworks over there in a decent quantity. It looks like a summer situation, right? Maybe it's not fall.
It's their
yet.
it's their holiday release or whatever.
And then also I don't think I've said it, but multiple people in our communities have been hitting me up. William Frederick is on the way. Another box from William Frederick, or 2 boxes maybe, perhaps. I think just one big one.
Very good. Also, James Coward people, please leave Cheddar alone. They're working through it. It's happening. We know what's going on.
Yeah.
Couple slight delays, but it's happening.
I've given everyone that's asked, I've been giving them the updates, but it is coming. James Coward ran into a couple hiccups, and they're rectifying it, and it's all good. We're stoked to get the brand for the first time. What I thought
it'll kind of be batched out into little kind of drops. But it seems to be pretty regular once they went over the hump. Yeah.
So I was happy to give everybody kind of a quick heads up, but in this industry, sometimes things just don't go on the original timeline that we expected, as we're finding with some products here right now.
The one thing you can count on, that whatever they say that's not
either early as sin or just right on the cusp. Maybe over the line a little bit.
Tank tops in fucking November.
Hell yeah.
All right, well.
How do you feel about a tank top? We've talked about this.
Yeah, you've been really going through it.
I've been going through it because I need to wear my Harlem Globetrotters jersey or my Kyrie Irving jersey from 2016, from the fabled Cavaliers of the 2016.
I thought you were picking up the mic. I was like, what's he got to say about tank tops?
He's like, I love Kyrie Irving.
What do I feel about a tank top? I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things that when done right, you're like, God damn, that looks so good.
Yeah.
And there's so many times too where I see it and I'm like, maybe not for you, pal.
Well,
so I don't know.
Because you think back to a Dylan Reader. We've talked about him on the pod. He's hot as hell, sexy as hell, just a cool R.I.P. Cool, just, you know what I mean? You have to imagine he was just doing his own thing long before he got famous too. You know what I mean? And he would always wear the ribbed tank top that we all know. And he looked cool in it.
He was always dressed like he just got off of a catering job. You know what I mean? You could catch him in an alley smoking.
Black
in
slacks
between,
and some black shoes and a tank top. He just took off his chef uniform or whatever. You know what I mean? He's just ripping his sick.
He just took off the Harley Davidson thing that chefs wear. You know
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just doing his thing. And it was a very cool, very chic vibe.
Yeah.
I think that probably the best way it works is that very chic look. I'm not... I don't know that either of us got that kind of sauce.
No, because here's the thing is I'm not built slinky, neither are you. And I think a tank top looks good on a slinky guy.
Yeah.
Whether a wife beater or otherwise.
Or you see it nice on a big guy too. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Nice
Maddie
full
Matheson
guy,
probably pulls it off well.
like,
you know what I mean?
That looks great. But like the in-betweeners, it just sort of is like it's wearing us. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So I can't. I'm not. This is not me volleying. When I say a tank top, I'm never going to wear a ribbed tank, a wife beater, etc. What I am open to are getting a couple more band tees of the era and do cutoffs. I think that is a summer for cutoffs for me.
I want you to show me on your side where the cutoff. Where does it end? Is it just the sleeve?
Oh, it's just the sleeve. I'm not cutting all the way down, dude.
Just the sleeve.
That's not flattering on me. I'm not going to cut it all the way down to the hem, but midway down. Like,
so you're going a little beyond the sleeve.
A little beyond the sleeve, but a very reasonable amount, dude.
Just the sleeve is. I don't think that's for us.
No. Because what that is that's an and one polyester tank top that you get from Kohl's in 2004 when it's just the sleeve, tight little armholes, and it's on you. You know what I mean? And it's the dad who has a farmer tan, but he's got quite a lot of hair on his upper arm. Yeah. That's those kind of tank tops.
Do you got body hair on the up top?
No, I have no body hair.
None?
I have some body hair, but largely none.
I mean, that's my dream. I've told you this a million times before. I would like to be smooth everywhere.
Yeah.
Just
I
like an otter.
See, I wish I both want that, because
don't slide in my DMs. You know what I'm talking about? The animal.
Yeah, it is smooth like one that swims.
Yeah, I do have a little like chest, arm hair and stuff the whole. It's a very regular situation, but I've been thinking about going to a place and being like, wax it, baby.
Laser or wax?
Oh, something. Yeah. I want it gone, or at least a little bit more strategic. Not
cool,
something I can
got
accomplish.
Some chest hair. You don't have to respond. I know you're eating your food. You're good. Cole has some chest hair, right?
I have a lot. It's like Austin Powers level.
Oh, hell yeah.
You guys will see.
See, I think that's eventually cool because there's something, I don't know, there's just something cool and sexy about having
Austin
the
Powers.
chest out. The problem with me is I just feel like, I don't know, it just isn't quite right. It feels like it's not right on me.
Wait, what are we back to? The hair, the chest hair thing?
Yeah. Like I wish I had at least a little something. Give me some facial hair or give me something. Like for instance, I finished up the season finale of You last night, and Penn Badgley's got some chest hair, and I was like, oh, he's like a sleek fashion guy. You know what I mean?
He's got Lego guy hair though.
But the problem is too, he's also slinky, tall, slim. You know what I mean? So there's a certain level that we're going with here. But point is, I'm doing the cutoffs. I'm doing cutoffs this summer. I'm just going to do a couple and just see how it goes.
Just a couple?
Yeah, just a couple. I have that integrity one that I wear still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like it technically, I think integrity is exactly the fault line of the bands that it's either needs to be integrity or more metal than that.
Or more metal, or more hardcore. A Cruel Hand. Like I would get a Cruel Hand tee and cut that into a tank.
I guess that's a band. That's a ride the line.
Like I'm eating lobster rolls out in Portland, Maine. That's where they're from.
What are we talking about right now? You're gonna get a Cruel Hand cut off tea and eat lobster rolls in Maine because that's where they're from.
Yeah, Portland, Maine. That's where Cruel Hand's from. Anyway, I'm probably not gonna wear a cutoff here. You know what I mean? I might if it's a 105-degree day. We'll just see how it goes, but probably not. It's more for lounging around the house. And since there's nothing for any bad smell to get on, you can just wear it pretty much indefinitely. No armpits. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a wild move. I mean, I respect it.
Yeah.
A little.
I
gotta see it. I don't know. I think it's like it's a tough thing.
Well, the thing is with all my tattoos, I quickly become that guy too.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you know what, actually?
You know what might work better?
Hit me.
Plain tee cut off. So it's less.
I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
Was
like
thinking
take
just
an
a
old
straight
shirt
up. Yeah.
And then maybe do it that way. Maybe that's a little less going on. Because if you get like some of those integrity tees, especially on the back, I've got quite a few of the candy bar logos on the front with like a bunch of crazy shit on the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot going on.
Yeah. I have, Mishan wears it now, that long sleeve, and it said like we came from heaven to destroy or something. It's a bunch of angels with bat wings flying.
That sounds about
fucking
right.
tight. Remember, it's the one when I was painting the brand list years ago. You came out and said, "Cheddar, it's online. You got to cop this," and I copped it.
Oh yeah.
That
You're
long
talking
sleeve
about it's
tee.
like the Japan tour.
Yeah,
one
exactly. Yeah,
I got that one floating around somewhere.
That is. There are holes among holes among holes. That thing has been worn into the ground. You know what I mean? So.
Where do you lie on this? I've been thinking about this, and it kind of feels like it goes in the same direction. Sure. And listen, to be honest with you, I don't think you're going to have a good answer for this, but we'll throw it out into the mix anyway. Yeah. I've been going to the gym a long time now. You know what I mean? Yeah. A regular gym goer. I don't have any gym clothes. Okay? Like, none of my clothes are meant for the gym. Yeah. I've got Fear of God essential shorts that I've had through the store because they the logo had a problem or something. Yeah. Or we had a pair left over. I don't know what the deal was.
It was something from what it was is leftover warehouse.
Here's what I do like. I like when shorts are short but baggy. Does that make 100%.
Sense? Why?
So there's kind of that's why I like the old polo shorts and stuff like that. Baggy, but then you kind of get them short, and then it kind of creates some sort of weird.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just that, and then just band tees. And then I have a pair of New Balance, 2 pairs of New Balance that get cycled in. That's it.
Like
I don't wear socks. I don't wear nothing. So it's just that's the whole kit. It doesn't feel like enough. I feel like I need to go to whatever. I need to step up by one, not too much. Not like those.
See, I disagree with you. I think you're doing it right. That's what if I were to go to the gym.
It doesn't feel like the right clothes. Though. I got to be honest. I have to wash them a lot. I'm probably ruining some band tees by getting too sweaty in them too often. Yeah. You know.
It's cool. I don't know. What do you want? You're not volleying for an Under Armour situation, are you?
Not an Under Armour situation. Where do you think I am, dude? I left Indiana, dude. I'm not wearing Under Armour.
Sorry.
Jesus.
But what are you volleying for?
I don't know. I wonder if I need a set of some kind. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Some kind of, I don't want one of those clingy, weird shirts.
Well, that's what I'm saying is if you're not just going to do a band tee, what you're going to do
that's actually the worst look.
Something.
Those weird, clingy, anti-sweatshirts that just have the sleeves off of them.
Sickening.
That dads wear.
They're in a bad color blue with a navy trim piping.
They only come in weird blues.
Yeah, it's just bad. Dude.
Or weird graphite gray.
Yeah.
But with a neon yellow logo, and you're why this?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah,
not that. This is what I'm saying. I don't know what the right thing
I think you're doing the right thing, dude. I think that you
I
just
at least need to get some different shorts.
Get some different shorts. What you need is more. You just need some soccer shorts, dude. That's what you're looking for. You don't want some baggies.
But here's the thing. Here's I hear you, and I'm a short wearer. And I have a lot of those hyper thin little running shorts. That in the gym is not great. If you're only running or something, that's fine. But if you're getting on and off machines or getting into the bench or something, everything is out. I might as well just have underwear on because you're seeing full underwear.
No, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. And at that point, then you need some compression shorts or something underneath.
I think maybe that's what I need is but then it got too much of a frat guy thing. The types of guys.
I know
we know plenty of guys that do it where you've got the little long short underneath, and it seems like the goal is that's sticking out a ton, and you're okay, guy, this is your way of splashing out. Yeah, and it's just I don't like that. So I don't know, listeners, if you have ideas for me, that's I'm not going all the way. I don't want some crazy set, but maybe I get some sort of I've had the Lululemon shorts. I went through that phase, but they were the rise is a little low. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't like that.
You know what, Timothy?
My hips a little bit more.
Honest to God, the Canoe Club shorts we have right now are a pretty much perfect.
You can't do those. I like those shorts too. We both size up
sweat and shit. Yeah, I got 2Xs.
They're cotton, man. Yeah, you wear them once. I gotta wash them immediately. I can't wear them even 2 days in a row or every other day or something.
I love them so much though, dude. In fact, I'm probably gonna pick up another pair today.
For goofing around. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's
just
great.
around
they're
the house.
Super light. Yeah. I like that they're short but baggy, like we talked about. That's all good.
I have a pair of shorts that I just recently refound. I've had these since freshman year of college, if not senior year of high school. I don't know where or when I got them. They're Umbro soccer shorts, but I'm pretty sure they're a youth girls short. They still fit me. I can still wear them, which I think is really remarkable that my waist is the same as it was when I was literally 17 going on 18.
I do that a little bit, but I got to admit that I'll look at old pictures of
shape has changed a little bit.
Well, not even that. It's those shorts were enormous on me in the first place because obviously they only went down to a certain size or they only had a medium, and I was not a medium yet, so they're kind of baggy.
No,
and shit.
I feel you. These, however, are boxers, and they always were really small. We call them my lady shorts, and that's what I've been wearing to do yard work and chores around the house, and then just also wanted to shout those out.
So this is why I'm concerned about asking you if you're around the house doing lady shorts and an integrity cutoff, and that's
and I'm not kidding. It's literally exactly what I was wearing this weekend, and I catch myself off guard because we have a big mirror at the end of our hallway. So if we're walking down to my office or Michelle's office or our bedroom or what have you, the mirror straight ahead of me, and I have my little lady shorts on and my integrity tee, and even I caught myself off guard. Seeing my legs and shit. My legs are longer than they appear with the way that I wear my clothes, as you've said, a breakdancer's outfit. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I will catch myself and be like, damn, dude, you look different than you think.
Don't you ever watch those like dance competition videos and you're like, I understand why their clothes need to be moving around, but that's like your go-to. It needs to be able to. If you were in motion, there would be a lot happening.
Yeah. There isn't a recoil to the clothes, but there's a leftover, kinetic energy. Yeah, what I mean? Yeah,
sure. Of course. That's scientific, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what's great about all of my sensory things is the cutoffs work great because if there's no shoulder seam, there's nothing for me to feel trapped in. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's less the length I'm finding that is needed, as much as I need the length too, because I need my shit long. But it's the shoulders that's killing me. You know what I mean? If the shoulders are tight, that's Al came up on my Orslo jacket and all the stuff that I get rid of top wise. It's shoulders. It's never really the length. It's the shoulders. Are just got to shrink my little body to get in there. So.
Big body, little body.
Big body, little body.
Body dysmorphia.
Dude, it's off the fucking charts. This is the summer that I get it fucking handled, and I just figure out what size I am, first and foremost. I was wearing that Chris's Weird tee the other day, just a tee, and I was thinking, it is a 2X, but it has shrunk to what I would assume is between a true XL and a larger large, you know?
I've seen you in that tee. That's a double X, sir.
No. Not the one with the illustration on the front and back. The first one. Okay. The cream one with the red graphic right here.
All right. That's fair.
And I was thinking, you know what? I actually don't hate just wearing just this. This is a good fit. Whatever's going on here, I can live with. So we'll just see. Yeah.
Where are we going in the pod next? We've put Chase in charge of.
I'm going to handle this outline. So we have yet to begin the weekend update. So we're going to start with the intro now. What did you do this weekend?
The intro? Oh my god!
Just give me a quick.
That was the intro. We're doing.
What'd you do this weekend? Just real quick.
I don't know. Shit. What did I do? Errands and stuff. Had a lot of.
I didn't see you guys or anything this weekend. So.
Not much. Nothing at the movies. I feel like there's a lot of stuff to do. We're in the last week of Gia in school.
Yeah.
And
is Friday her last day this week?
Thursday is.
Sick, dude. We get to hang out there all the time.
I am just cooked on the school, the kids' school schedule, dude. I need a break from it.
They got you being homeroom dad type thing, huh? Or no?
No. I mean, we've had a lot of we've had assemblies and, you go to, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff to do, but no, it's just it's the get up, get breakfast ready, have the lunch ready the night before, get get in the car, we have to leave by a certain time, get her to eat. Oh, she's not eating, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's just that kind of stuff. Dude. And that's all before 7:30.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it's just, I'm sick of that, but it'd be nice to be into summer.
Yeah, it's going to be
sick.
So
I feel like every weekend have been kind of cooked, or we're we go run all of our errands and do laundry and clean up and get everything ready for the week. So the week's not so crazy.
Yeah.
So it just feels like that's all we're doing right now. So I don't know. I'm ready to be kind of done with that. So
I'm excited for you guys, one, because it is a lot to wake up, do all the things regarding school and elementary, and then do your other life, come here to work, get her. I know that's a lot. And I'm also stoked for Gia because I remember having summer break, dude, and just thinking man, this is it felt like an entire eternity.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think that, I don't know. The thing is you'll get done with it and then a few weeks into summer, you're okay, all right. You know what I mean? You're going to bed later, getting up later.
She'll be with us a lot?
She's like a million camps to go to and stuff like that.
Yeah. Shoot.
If you guys think like sneaker drops are hard to get into, try to get into a summer camp in Boulder, Colorado.
You've been running bots for that.
Yeah, you basically have to.
Yeah.
And so it'll be good. It'll be a nice mix up of pace for us, which is kind of nice. You know what I mean? Because like at this point, like I got to get her into bed pretty early because she's got to get up early, and it's like still light outside and shit. So you're like, I can tell that there's a little restlessness with that kind of energy.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to be done with that and get into a more normal thing. So we just got to get through Memorial Day, and then I feel like next weekend will finally feel like a little more chill than I've had for a little while.
There's no denying we've got a busy week ahead of us and a busy weekend, which we'll get to. I have some things I want to talk about what I'm doing this coming weekend, which will be really fun.
Well, let me ask you about are you going to see Friendship this weekend?
Is that this weekend?
It's finally, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I might even knowing Memorial Day stuff, I might go see it Thursday when it first hits in town. It's been kind of out at select places, so I'm sure our listeners in cool cities have already done it, but here it's just...
I know a couple of the LA dudes said they saw it, but then they were like, they didn't see all of it, or I don't know if it was the full release, or was it just like
I don't know.
I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I have yet to see a trailer. I want to go in fucking blind. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see any little highlights, trailers. I don't want to see any funny bits. I really don't even know much about it other than Tim Robinson kind of looks up to or loves Paul Rudd's character. Mm-hmm. And that's all that I know. And I like going into movies blind, though. And famously, the best movie I've ever seen blind is one of my favorite movies ever, Prisoners, with Jake Gyllenhaal. And
will this be your first
X-Men.
movie since Dune 2, if you go?
Yes.
Wow.
It will.
Yeah.
No. It will. It will be. I don't think that I've been to the movies
You put a nice
since.
couple years in between each one.
Yeah. No, it was last summer. It was Dune 2, no?
I think it was 2 summers ago.
I went to the movies last summer, I'm almost sure.
Maybe it was. That's how forgettable Dune 2 was.
Chalamet.
All right, so there's that. What you said you got something...
It was spring 2024.
That's
okay, so that is the last time I saw the movies. We went out in Longmont. Great theater. But I think that is the last time I saw, which is how silly. You know what I mean?
Who's playing music? Hey, what did you want to talk about? You said there's something that you have to...
Oh, well, I was just going to give you a quick weekend, of what we did this weekend.
Oh, I thought you said you had
there's something I'm
coming
doing next weekend. This weekend was pretty chill. Michelle and I went and got lunch with Cole and Sophie on Sunday afternoon. That was a real treat. That was a real hoot. A little taco spot out by us. Had a margarita flight, which was real fun. Would you order a margarita flight if you saw it on a menu?
Nope. Nope.
It took some convincing, but I did get Cole to do it with me. I was going to do it regardless, but it was really good. Think Cole, and he's putting his headphones on now, and he's going to be able to contribute. It's what you would say. It's like a shot glass.
Yeah, it's probably
margarita glass.
I know what you're talking about.
like 4 ounces.
I've seen one before.
Yeah.
Really cute. There was a toasted coconut one, which we both agree was stellar.
Yeah, really good.
A strawberry frozen, a mango regular, and then just a regular whatever just the house marg is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't like any iced anything. I don't like an icy, slushy, frozen.
Oh,
anything.
like a slushy
any sort
version
of
of
ice
it. Yeah.
thing. I'm not into.
Oh, see, I'm all for that.
I understand. Just not for me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Texturally, it's doing nothing for me.
Growing up, I remember my cousin who was older than me and would babysit me. She was a big Limp Bizkit fan, was a big Eminem in the blonde hair era fan.
Hell yeah.
We'd go to the mall, the whole family. Every Sunday I went to the mall for most of my life growing up.
What were you doing?
At that point in time, that mall was bopping. It was packed every Sunday. I would hang out with Eric Wu. His family owned the Chinese restaurant in the mall, and we would slide under the counter. He would get a big bowl of egg drop soup, and he would eat that, crush it real fast, and he'd get me a bowl of fried rice, and we'd each have a Sprite. And then what we would do is crawl around on the ground, look for coins in the arcade. He would take me through back alleyways of all the other kids whose parents worked in the mall, and they would take me in back alleyways, and we played basketball with a shopping cart one time in like a loading zone, and we would just fuck around at the mall. But my cousin, she would get she would get a slushy. You fuck it, dude. I'm already here. You know what I mean?
I
you
wondered
guys can't be surprised.
how long the drive was going to be. So it's just funny to.
my cousin, she would get a slushie from Auntie Anne's, and it would turn her tongue blue. And I just thought that was the slushie was secondhand. I was doing it to get my tongue blue. So
You're a weird guy.
yeah, that's what I remember. So that's about it for the weekend. We went to the flower bin in Longmont. We bought a bunch of flowers. I bought a bunch of marigolds, which are good companion plants. They help keep pests out of the garden, and they attract pollinators, so they're good companion plants to plant alongside your tomatoes, cucumbers, what have you. So I got marigolds. I got a bunch of snapdragons, some dahlias.
Remember my parents talking about marigolds a lot and me being like, just tuning out.
I've never. It's
Much
something
like
that,
I'm doing right now.
well, hey, someone's listening. Someone's like, you know what? I went and got some marigolds
sure
as
they
well.
are. I'm sure they are.
So I got some of those, some snapdragons. That's about it. I sprinkled a bunch of wildflowers in a pot, and we're just gonna see what's going on. I got all my starters hardening off, and in fact, I want to talk to Abby and see if you guys need anything, because if not, I'll find a place for them. But that's about it, dude. This weekend was pretty chill. Yeah, we didn't really do shit. But I'm doing some dig'ems this weekend, so we're gonna come in early, Timothy.
Yeah.
We're coming in early Saturday, and we're gonna pack you and me.
Yeah.
We're gonna crank. We're gonna crank, and then we're gonna go. So we're responsible for a couple hours Saturday morning. That's all we gotta do. But then beyond that, a local fellow, which we all know and love, through one way or another, he has to plant some trees on his property. He got approval, water lines, this, that, and the other. We're good to dig. So I am going to his house this weekend, and we're doing a dig-em. I think we're planting 2 or 3, not juniper, like a pine, a small pine tree, like more of an ornamental, and a couple other bushes. But we're gonna have to do proper holes in the whole 9 yards. So I'm legitimately ecstatic.
Mm-hmm.
I told him a month ago, I said, bro, if you get a quote from this fella and it seems a little high, I'm telling you, we can do it. So the quote came in a little high, and
How much research have you done for this?
I'll watch a couple YouTube videos.
I'll watch, meaning you have not done any research so far. You're going to do it about an hour before on your way in the Civic.
I got it propped up.
Checking.
Mostly just the audio. Yeah. I just need to hear.
Do you have it set so it's going fast through it?
Yeah. But we'll see. I know from planting a couple of fruit trees that have taken, and a couple of other trees which have taken on the property, quote unquote, my rental.
They have
yard.
taken.
It's you just got to dig big, but you also want to dig. It's more like this. You're not digging so much down in a cylinder. It's more so you're digging in an upside down top. Yeah, a V. So we'll just see. But I'm really looking forward to that. I think we're gonna get some Dale's Pale Ale, order some pizza, and just dig out in the sun for the day.
Wow.
So
the life of a gopher.
Is what it is. I'm excited. So,
all right, here before we get into what's next on the list?
Then we'll talk Memorial Day. So
okay,
we got plenty of time. I want to see what you got. Yeah,
I brought something for you today, and I'll take a picture of this so Cole can put it up so people can be seeing it at the same time you are. So, so my daughter, we were like, she's doing like end of the year stuff,
Yeah.
and she loves to make pictures for people. As like gifts. She loves
We've
doing
got
it.
paintings. Yep.
So my wife asked her to make a picture of her and her teacher, or something for her teacher. Okay. So I'll hand this to you in a second. So that's her teacher. It's labeled.
Okay.
Kim,
I see
and
the
people
name.
see it, so it doesn't matter. That's picture Gia. There's her dog. That's her teacher's dog, Gus.
Okay, cool. Yep.
This here, haunted house. Take a look at it. And she also called it Hottie House. Take a look at that. We don't know why.
Hottie House.
Honey House. So,
what's this one?
That's Gus's house.
It's the dog house. Yeah,
dog house. Okay. So Abby said to her, it's really good. Yeah, she really spent some time on it. She hadn't painted it yet, but she was like, I really like it, but like, why is there a haunted house? And she's like, I wanted to draw a haunted house. It needs to have a haunted house. And we're like, okay, could you, Abby's like, could you do one that like doesn't have a haunted house? Just because it's not Halloween, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure. Her teacher's gonna like understand, you know?
Yeah.
Here, let me switch this out. So she did a second one. Did a second one. Take a look at that. Cole, there, if you want to take a look at that, the Hottie House. You'll notice it's the same photo. It's the same photo. That little.
Is that her?
That's the haunted house.
So she just made it small.
So she did the same photo.
Same thing.
Obviously rushed through it because she was mad that she had to redo it because she argued for a while that she didn't want to redo it.
Yeah.
She rushes through it, makes herself now with a
Mad.
sad face instead of a happy face,
Yep.
and then draws the haunted house. It's the size of a fly, but she wouldn't not do it. Take a look at that, Paul.
It's the same exact composition. The expressions have changed, and the haunted house is still there.
It is the most like middle finger thing you could possibly do of being like, can you imagine being given a note at work and then being like, I'm not going to not do it. I'm just going to make it that
So
big.
small.
So I still.
So mommy can't complain.
Yeah. Really
Dude.
good. Love it. I'm going to get it framed. She did a different one for her. She finally sat down and did a different one. I'm going to get these two framed because I love.
Oh, dear.
It says everything about her.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The willingness to do it, but I'm not going.
You know what, Timothy?
Yeah.
I think that you need to get them both framed. I think
That's
it
what
needs to be a diptych.
I want both of them framed, and I want to have a little plaque on it that explains a little bit.
Yes.
Hottie house. She was not going to get rid of that hottie house.
And I think it just stays as is. Don't have her fuck with
I'm
it
not
at
doing
all.
anything. I
Just,
like
it
it
just
just
gets
the way it
framed,
is.
and you have the original on the top.
Yep.
Or on the left side,
Yep.
and then you have the new one on the bottom of the right side, and you treat them like a diptych, like a they're one and the same. And then if anybody, because it is gold
It's so funny.
for her to be like, fine, fuck it, I'll do it, and then just
Yeah.
breeze through it, and then make it so fucking tiny. And she wasn't trying to be funny.
No, she was
doesn't
just
understand
mad that she got the note.
because
so
like the
to deal
humor,
with it.
that's too deep of humor for her to really grasp. I think.
No, she wasn't trying to be funny.
Yeah.
She was trying to get her artistic view across, and she got silenced. So she was going to show Abby, this is what you get.
Oh, fuck,
I ain't getting
dude.
rid of the hottie house.
Don't stop policing
she
me.
said, it's fine. It's way back in the distance. Just really far away.
Put it a half mile out.
Yep.
Fuck, dude.
So I
That's
thought you might
really
like
good.
that.
God, that's so good. She is really just so
One of the hardest I've
funny
laughed in a
and-
while, outside of when Abby gave me the bracelet from Jared
you
that ended
said
up
that
being
on
a
the
giant
pod?
thing. It was the best gift I've ever gotten. I don't have it. I just loved it.
You said stop talking. She kept trying to rationalize it. It's from Jared.
No, it's from Jared. And it was like hurting me to laugh further. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So Memorial Day.
Yeah. So, all right. So we are, as we mentioned at the top of the pod, we've got a lot of product that is here. We're going to work to get it online. And there's some product that is new prior to me making this announcement that is already online. I'm going to say those now. It's Monasterio, Lady White, and CDG Perfume. We got 2 new scents from CDG Perfume. So it's called, 3 new scents, and each of them are, I think I had the explanation wrong, but it's because I thought it was an organic scent and an inorganic scent that should never cross. And I think what more so it is it's 2 scents in general that would never cross paths in nature, right?
Yeah.
So it's called the Accident Series. I tried radish and vetiver. I would assume the climate that vetiver grows in is not conducive to radish and vice versa. I think that's the explanation. You know what I mean? It's 2 scents that would never interact in nature. I tried radish and vetiver. I wanted to say this. I tried it Friday before we left because Drew was really stoked on it. When I woke up Saturday, I could still smell it. It's like it really lasts. There's quite a potency. And in some of those EDPs, ED perfume, ED toilet, you know, I get worried because it's French. You know what I mean?
You got to let him cook when he's doing that.
Eau de
might be here for an
perfume
hour.
and eau de toilette. Toilet.
Ooter.
Ooter, dude. Any of those though. Yeah. They're really nice, but maybe don't have the longevity as some of the other series that CDG does.
Well, it's 2 different levels of potency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I would say, despite this being packaged in the similar situation, these last a long time.
Yeah.
Also, just for anyone out there, I'm just going to throw it out there because there's been some Discord talk. Yogi is getting lots of love. So
I messed up. I did do something this weekend.
Oh,
I
tell
knew
me.
I did something this weekend. I went and saw Wishy and Mama.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did they play Love on the Outside?
Yeah, dude.
Was it fucking Yammer?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They are so good live.
Really?
I don't know what I actually liked a lot of the songs off, especially this newer record, the one they just put out, like the EP. I liked them so much better this version because they had to sort of like, the production is just a different thing, and I like that. I like when a produced album is different than when you see it live, and like the live versions of things, way better. And they were getting love in Denver, dude. People were out to see Wishy. I was surprised because I kept hearing from people, like crowd wasn't super hyped on Wishy, or another friend who saw them, I don't remember where,
in other cities
the Midwest,
and shit.
And they were like, people just weren't like, people hadn't really shown up yet. People were really there to see Mama, blah blah blah. But not at the Denver show, bro. People were out. People were loving that shit. They were freaking out.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
That's tight.
It was really good. I would argue that, like, I think between the two bands, both bands I really love, I liked Wishy better, I think. I don't know. Mama's great, but I've seen them before.
I'm sure that I would know Mama by sound, but I don't know it by name. I'm sure it's something that I would know.
It's cool. It's very like, like kind of 90s alternative, but now. And,
it's
good. It's kind of punky and sick. I think you'd like it. You've heard it.
Yeah,
sure.
no, I'm sure I have.
Yeah, they were great. They're heavy as fuck, too. Like, loud.
Hell yeah.
Girls are rippers.
I would just want to hear him play Love on the Outside 12 times in a row. Boom, 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 back to back to back.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's a couple songs that like I just don't think hit for me until I saw them live, and then I like went back to them and I was like, damn, this is a hitter. I missed it somehow.
Same venue that you and I went to most recently?
Marquee, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been Marquee a lot lately.
To be honest with you, they book the bills for shit that we're interested in. That's where I saw Cloud Nothings. We saw Hotline TNT there. That's where I've seen Joyce Manor.
It's also the right size. Like it's big, so you can meander a little bit. It can hold a chunk of people, but you can also like find an area to like sit and chill and watch. It's good.
Yeah, you get
up close.
Yeah, you get your Tecate Tall Boy, and then you do your little 1-2s.
They don't have Tecate. That's the one mistake they've got. They only got Modelo, which is fine, but
yeah,
Tecate's better.
I would take Tecate over Modelo, no doubt. Yeah,
at a bar at a venue situation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you what? I hate the tall boys. I don't want the tall. Give me two little ones.
Yeah, part of the problem is you get more value from a tall boy.
I don't think it's true. I think they charge you way more. It's like, just charge me the right amount. Just double whatever they are. If I bought them in a case and you divided it out, charge me double, and I'll take two now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or I'll just go back in a minute so they stay cold.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
the problem. Halfway through, holding it too long, this half of the beer where your hand is at, warm.
And it loses the carbonation. Yeah. When you're drinking room temperature beer juice, that's gross.
Here's what I think. I want beers that come in the like, when you get a little Coke, like a little Diet Coke.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I want beer versions of that because I don't need a ton anyway.
Yeah.
And that way I can
Two of those would be
every
a treat.
Single one crispy and cold each time. That's what I like about the little ones in general. They don't get weird.
Yeah. I think the worst ones, I keep seeing them, like I think at Ballerina, because it makes sense because it's ball. It's like the ones that you screw off.
Yuck.
And they're the aluminum. Worst. It's like it's not carbonated.
It tastes like metal.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, they're so tinny.
It really gets you in the fillings.
Yeah. No, not
nasty.
Fuck that shit.
Nasty.
Nasty little shit.
So anyway, it was really good.
Sick.
It was great show. Packed show.
Did you grab yourself a bite while you were out there or no?
No, it was a late show. Yeah. Like a late start, like doors at 8, first band at 9, and I'm getting old. So that's like 9 to 10, 10 to 11. I got, I didn't get out there till like midnight.
How many bands were on the bill?
Just 2.
Oh,
so that's good.
What a dream, dude. Actually,
I've been seeing really only 2 bands on shows lately. I don't know if like the feedback got back to bands, but like 2's good. I'll pay the 40 for 2, man. I'm good.
Because you know what? The last couple shows I've been to, I have not been so lucky. I've had to sit there. Listen, I'm not trying to disparage any. These bands gotta open, they gotta do their thing, this, that, and the other. Respectfully, I'm not going to the show to discover new music. I'm going to see the band that I like.
This is from a guy. 2, I agree. More than 3 is psycho, especially if they're doing their own setup, which in a lot of cases, these bands are basically doing half of their own setup. That's no good. I agree. That takes way too long.
Yeah.
Tear down and bring up.
If it's 2 on the bill, I'll happily sit through the band before the band I like. 1, because when they wrap up, I'll move up.
You know what I mean? You need a crowd warmer, I think. You at least have to have 2.
I'm not arguing for 1. Yeah. I'm just arguing against anything more than 2. You know, but now
depends on the situation. Like if they keep to hard deadlines, like when they say the doors are at 7, they're going on at 7:30, and they actually start playing at 7:30. That's great. It's just like these movie theaters at this point, man. I'm going like an hour late at this point, and I'm still seeing trailers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's crazy how long they've got you sitting there goofing around. Plus, it's like, how am I supposed to time out my situation?
I hear you. And as a person who is painfully punctual.
Now, this is also a man who only the last movie he saw in theaters was Dune 2.
Dune 2.
So he doesn't get out.
I'm still more on the shows. Movies, I don't give a fuck, because here's the thing. I've got candy, I've got popcorn, I've got mozzarella sticks, chicken tenders. I've got it all at that point. I'm in no hurry.
You're the only human being I know who buys this much bullshit at a movie theater, by the way. But
often we'll bring in candy. The thing is dude, by the time I get there... If you brought
in a Hormel chili can and you were warming it up in there, it wouldn't surprise me.
I come in, it's already open. You guys just nuke it real quick. You know what I mean? Pour it over the nachos.
In the
Yeah. But no, shows are one thing. Real quick, I have an answer that I want to throw out. But can you think the last time you went to a show and you saw a band that you were not... That you were not familiar with, that you left and you were like, fuck, that rips, and you either bought some merch or bought a CD at that point in time, or you went home and listened?
Absolutely.
Can you think off the top of just a couple?
I mean, here's the thing. That used to exist a bit more when I was living in Chicago, and I lived by a venue, so I went all the time. Mm-hmm. And there would be a lot of times where I didn't even look at what the opener was, or they didn't announce it till last minute, so I didn't really have time. Now it's like, you know, the way you do tickets and like you can only really get things via artist pre-sale and all this other shit. You really know what the band is ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I feel like at that point I will just listen to them so I have some kind of idea of what the vibe is or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I've definitely like listened to the band and then go, oh cool, I'll go buy the cassette or vinyl or t-shirt or some shit. I just did it at the Howdy show.
Yeah.
I was aware of Runo Plum, but I didn't like, and I liked what she did, so I copped everything I could.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah.
It's tight.
So yeah, I will. Because I think also, I've told you this a million times, but like seeing a band live really changes it for me. You know what I mean? That's why I like to see it live too, because even like with Wishy, like I'm saying, like there's a couple songs that are like, I think I just breezed through them, or I don't know, just they didn't hit for me.
Something about the way they play it.
Like, God damn, dude, that's like so much better. Like it just hits in a different way, and now I go revisit it with that knowledge, and now I like it way more.
Yeah.
So it works for me.
Yeah.
But I'm a big live music person. I love that's like the one going out. It's like that in movies. I love those things.
Yeah.
Every other going out, I don't know. I like running errands. Okay. I like going out. I don't like going out at night. I don't like drinking anymore. That's the problem. If I like drinking, I would like restaurants more. I would like going out to bars more and stuff. I just don't like drinking, so there's no point.
Yeah, I both like agree and disagree in that I do like sometimes a night on the town where you have food and then maybe you pop around like this. We never do this, but like most recently I think me, Cooper, Mishan, Abby, I think we went out. This would have been like a Christmas and a half ago. You know what I mean? But it's sometimes fun. But the problem for me is I cannot get out of my head that I got that 45-minute drive home. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'll be very transparent with you. I am definitely with mental health stuff. Like part of my thing, and I think we're very much alike. So I in a lot of ways, unfortunately, or fortunately and unfortunately,
yeah,
50-50.
Yeah,
but I think that like. A lot of me is, no joke, spending most of the day going, kind of dreading it. Like, oh, fuck, I got to drive out there. I got to find parking. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to, you know what I mean? And it's so stupid. It's so stupid because it does. Once I'm out, just like you, once I'm out, I'm having a good time. I'm still excited to go home. I'm not trying to, I don't tear up a town. It's just not me. I'm 35. I'm 36. So it's like, I'm not.
But once you settle in, you're like, no, this isn't so bad.
No, you're happy to be out there. I'm comfortable. Yeah. I know the space. I'm much more looking forward to places I've been before, again, because then I kind of know the lay of the land. I don't have to figure out so
and just
much
so anybody who doesn't understand exactly what he's saying, I'll say, because I'm the same way. You know where the bathroom is should you have to go to the bathroom. You know what door you're supposed to go in. You know, are they going to check you at the door? Or are they going to check you inside the door? All these unknowns. And like you said, finding parking. Man, am I going to have to find some parking and some cuddy shit? Or am I going to have a nice spot where I know my shit's not going to get towed or get a ticket? Or, you know what I mean? Am I going to be able to get out? Or am I going to have to circle around the block 12 ways because Denver has a bunch of weird one ways?
Here's what you have to do. Like, you're spiraling, even just talking about it.
I'm just saying that's what I do leading up to it.
Now what I have to do is just go, this is a problem I have. It's a me personal problem. I have to do the work to fix it because it's fixable. You just go, all right, I download Spot Hero, ask Abby to do it for me. And then and then I have that's secured ahead of time. Yeah. And it's where I want it to be. I know where it's at. I just go straight there. I don't have to worry about like, oh, is there going to be something? I'm going to have to, you know what I mean? Is it weird? I just go straight to where I'm supposed to go. Boom, I'm in, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hit the bathroom right away, so I don't have to worry about that later.
Done, yeah.
I just like take care of this stuff ahead of time. Because honestly, as soon as I drive outside of the house, I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm having fun now. Listen to music as loud as I want in the car, getting ready. Have one beer, I go home. I'm all good. So like, it's just about doing this prep work because you have a thing that you have to deal with. Yeah. That's like silly. And it's like, you just have to like do the work ahead of time to like get rid of all the stuff. Cause I'm with you. I'm not against what you're saying. I'm
more so stating a fact. That's just how I approach it.
Yeah. It's dumb. It's a dumb thing to let you like not live a life because this stuff bugs you.
And like you said, every time Michelle and I will go out and do a thing and I'm like, ugh, we got to drive all the way to Denver. Whatever it is, right? Whatever the thing is. It's like, that was fun. I had a good time. I like kicking it with the people that I'm with. You know what I mean? Even for like running errands on the weekend and shit, I've been trying to just be like, I'm not in a big hurry. It doesn't matter. We're just doing the thing. So anyway.
I think that like now I just try to like it because routine works for me. Yeah. So now I just try to like have like a show or something I go to once a month. You know what I mean? I try to get to the movies a couple times a month at bare minimum. Yeah. So if I just have those things where it's like, these are things I know I like to. This is the other problem. I do most of my things alone. Part of it's because we have a kid. You can't take the kid out, getting a babysitter, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily love the exact same type of movies or the exact same type of music. So like and she's not big and she's never been a big live show person. I am. It's just, I don't care. I like doing things alone. Then I have a lot of latitude to just sort of take in my environment.
Well, you like to observe and just sit and watch and
see what people are doing, where they're dressed, the way they're acting. Yeah. I did have this this is a weird thing for you. And I know, but so
don't care.
I go, first band ends. I'm like, we're up there. We're all good to go. I said, I ended up last minute. We never know who wants to be talked about on the pod, but a friend that we both know ended up coming with me very last minute. Starts with an A. Yeah. So he came with me last minute. We were in kind of a funky spot for the first show because there's a lot of people there. So people clear out. Like, you want to go a little closer? There's not a lot of, you know what I mean? There's not a ton of people. And I always try to be mindful of like, shorter people or girls so they don't get fucking pushed around if people start, but just try to be mindful, So I'm like, let's go up to the side and kind of over because I want to see them closer. I like to go up so I can see all the gear and all that shit. Yeah. So we push up a little closer and I'm kind of like, I can go like right in this spot. It's like, it's next to the speaker, which is loud and annoying, but that doesn't really bug me so much. To the right of the stage? And to the left. And I'm like, I can go right over there. No one's really over there, So I'm like, we can... Great view. Yeah, do your thing. Good to go. Push over there. And this like old guy who looks like Jim Henson just goes, "Oh, excuse me, sir. My girlfriend's standing here." And I was like, "There's nobody over there." I said, "What are you talking about, dude?" He goes, "Girlfriend's standing here." And I said, "No shit. There's nobody here, dude." And he goes, "Well, she's going to come back." And I said, "Okay." And then the guy behind me, luckily, because I'm like, just don't get revved up by this. This is so stupid. Guy behind me goes, "Where do you think you are, dude?" And he goes, "It's a concert. There's not like reserved seating."
Yeah, buddy, you can get fucked.
They're not, and they weren't seats or anything. It was just like an area near the stage. I'm not in anybody's, business. And I'm not even like, I didn't even have to like push or anything. There was just this like wide open stage. And I'm like, how much room is she taking up? Also, God.
Where do you think you
First
are?
Of all, then this old lady came, she back and forth in that spot like 150 times throughout the show. And this is not it's like, there's a lot of people. It's hard to get in and out of this spot. I'm like, what is she doing?
I always wonder when you see people like, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You paid the money and you're playing the fuck around game the whole time?
Yeah. Eventually, like after like the third time she left, I just moved in this spot and he like tapped me and I just didn't look. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? Like, she can stand behind me, dude. She's not even watching the show. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
No, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Concert etiquette is there needs to be rules that are posted outside, and then there needs to be somebody in there that's enforcing those rules. And these are social rules that we all agree as Americans that we are going to shake hands and do.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why not have some expectations?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Your girlfriend's not there right now.
You don't reserve a spot in a standing venue. That's insane.
I love that the guy went to bat for you.
Yeah, some guy in the back just was like, where do you think? He's tall as hell. Where do you think you are?
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so anyway, let's go back to, do we go back to Memorial Day or was it, where are we at? Oh, I know. Do you want to get to the questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
What are we at, Cole?
I think you guys are good at Memorial Day. Good time for questions. That's where.
Okay,
we're
let's
at.
get into questions.
Yeah.
So the first one that's technically on there, I know you'll be asking them today because I realize you have them, even though Cole normally does it. We messed up with we're trying to be a little more organized, and it's like impossible.
It's our first go at being organized for this. So
we're just trying to not do ADHD radio like we do, where it's like,
Yeah.
do you like birds? Do you like
where you at on birds?
Yeah. Can you look? There's one about Memorial Day though, and it's like what? Right? Am I incorrect?
What
do that
piece?
one.
What piece you eyeing for the week? What do you eyeing for Memorial Day? Like,
Let's
if you were gonna shop at Canoe Club,
Yeah.
what are you keen for?
I would
right
never.
Now? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that like the way to approach like a site-wide sale like this, first and foremost, is clean up on basics.
100%.
That's the first and
exactly
foremost.
what I was going to say.
Especially going into summer, I think like you have a lot of like lofty thoughts about like, oh, like this lightweight jacket or this shirt or this blah 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 or these little statement things. The key is like if you have like nice like beat up jeans, this is me at least, nice beat up jeans, and I've got crispy white t-shirts and good socks and whatever else, like that's 90% of the looks, and everything
agree.
else is just sort of like kind of laying on top of that casually.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So I would first start there. So I'm given unlimited budget to just create like I'm buying for Memorial Day. I go and I get a pair of like sky blue Orslows.
Interesting. Do you still have a pair of those, or have you cycled them through? I think you gave a pair
I think
to Chris
has
maybe?
my ones now.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm just wearing 505s for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, no, my Harrell ones. So 505s and the Harrells.
and
And we don't have any of the
Harrells you got
Harrells. Otherwise, I'd say get those.
Yeah.
I think the baggy ones are also sold out. The ones like Alec has, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on to, so those are all super cool options, but let's go with the Orslo for this because I just want like beat up jeans because it'll just go with everything.
Yeah.
So I do that. I just get a gang of we got lady whites and all the core colors. Just bing, 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 bing.
Boom.
Get them all, and probably doubles and a couple of like the whites and the off whites.
Yeah.
I really only have like white and off white tees, but I've got like one of my closet rungs is just hung up white and off white t-shirts.
Beautiful.
So I'd get those, and then I don't know. I don't. Again, we might be sold out of these things. I don't know where we're at on some of them, but couple things I have either bought or was eyeing is both of the like I think it's P41 jacket. It's like there was a linen and a ripstop. I bought the ripstop one from Harrell.
The gray linen one. I packed
kind of
one
a
yesterday.
khaki-ish color.
I packed one yesterday. A fella
beigey.
bought the suede blouson. No. One guy bought the suede blouson and something else, and then another guy bought that jacket, the gray linen one, and the tan duck canvas jacket.
Okay. Well, if we have any more of either, I think it's P41 jacket. If we have either of those, I have the black one in ripstop. It's awesome. It's so soft and flowy.
Yeah.
I would like the linen one. I think we sold my size though. But the linen one is also great. It's like not a chore coat, not a work jacket. It's somewhere in between. Not a blazer, but it's kind of like a little bit of all of those things.
The collar is pressed in such a way that you could wear it like a blazer right off the rip if you wanted. But yeah, it's more like a shacket, lightweight chore coat.
Super
situation.
breezy and So I'd get something like that, or I got that La Mer, like the striped shirt that's like it has pockets. It's not a jacket because it's definitely a shirting material, but it's like it's an in-betweener.
Yeah.
So I just get those and I just throw those on top of everything, and then I'm like pretty good to go.
Yeah.
So I think you just look up some like nice lightweight breezy boxy jackets, tees, light jeans. If we've got, I think people are blowing through them, but the catch balls also get a few pair of those.
Jesus, dude, something happened. Something's in the water, and you did the reorg of the rack over there, and it's like, wow, all right, well, good thing we have more on the way.
I'm telling you, I like feel and shape wise for me at least personally. I like them better than, even though I'm wearing Converse, I like them better than Converse. I like. I think they're a little like plainer, like a little less directional than like a Vans. Even it doesn't have any logoing, nothing, so it kind of gets rid of all of that. I love them, dude.
Yeah, I love them. I just recently retired my white pair. They really took a beating, you know what I mean, and they were on their last leg. So I am due for a new white sneaker. I know we have some more coming, but I really like the ones that Cole has. I don't know, what are they?
They're the MO2s.
Yeah,
MO2s.
okay, yeah.
They like the black Converse lows.
Yeah,
those
the black
yeah.
con lows. Those are really cool. Yeah, I don't know. That's something worth noting too. More on the way because they're so picked through. So if you pop over and hear this and it's empty on the site, there's more.
More
Tim, I agree with you completely. it just through a different font. You know what I mean? I would say first and foremost, find yourself 1 or 2 pair of Orslo pants that are going to get a lot of wear. Some things that I will shout out. If we have any of the summer fatigues left in your size, it'd be so silly of you not to cop. I now have the black and the blue pair. Michelle has the green. Between here at the staff, we have one in every single color plus some. You know what I mean? We all love them.
I don't know if they'll be online for more. I don't want to make any promises, but either way, those new Stussy like fatigues that we got,
sick.
They're like a really beat up, like heavy ripstop.
Yeah, but like washed as fuck, so they're not going to be starchy and stiff. It's like they've really like stone washed them almost, like really soft and malleable.
So sick.
Yeah,
those are really good.
So Orslo or otherwise, pop over and get yourself a couple pairs of pants that you're going to wear often. For me, it'd be like I said, the summer fatigues. There's also the wide fit painters are really cool. I really like that one rinse one with the contrast stitching.
If you want to blend our two worlds, like getting the wide fit painter in a denim, the light denim,
kind of
is
a
2-year
perfect
wash is kind of
middle of a vintage 501 jean guy and like a twill only or ripstop
or whatever,
cargo guy. So I might even try those on. I've been thinking about them for a minute, so I might try those on. Also, I think as of this morning, I love my Family Mart socks and shit, but so many of them are so dirty and beat up and shit at this point. I think what I'm going to do is finally get rid of all my socks. I'm going to buy 3 or 4 packs of the 3 packs from Rototo and just reset my shit entirely. And I've never had nice socks. It's either been my Family Mart ones, which are nice, you know, or my Uniqlo ones, which I just beat them up, wear through them. That's what you got on right now. I just developed a hole in my gray pair just like those. So anyway, I need to reset my socks. So I do pants, I do socks. If the lady white tees are your shit, like Timothy said, buy one in every color. I really like that pigment chalk one. I think that's a nice one.
I might even back off as much as like you know, lady whites are the best. Like those new monosteras are actually really up my
Jesus.
They're like very cropped and kind of rolled.
You used to raw hem. You still do, right? Sometimes raw hem your tees and shit and just let them roll. God, yeah, monostereo, dude. I mean, we can give a beat on that. What the hell? That's also something that is just something in the water. People love it. That shit is online. The restocks are online at the time of this. So, that'd also be a worthwhile recommendation.
A perfect, like, if you don't want to wear something over the top t-shirt, because they're a little heavier, but they're soft. They got the roll, so they're kind of interesting. They got the cool little stitch on the back. Like they're like and the nice colors, like easy to
really
pair
nice colors, and the community football tee too.
Yeah,
if you're down for something a little more directional, it's boxier. The sleeves are a little bigger. It falls off the shoulder a little more, but like you said, would function best as its own thing. You know what I mean? Not under a jacket. I think that'd be a lot of sleeve to get through a jacket, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if you're just looking for just a straight up tee to wear around. But I mean, that's about it, dude. I would do socks. I would do pants. I would do the things that don't normally go through seasonal sale in full transparency.
If I'm going off like a little splashier though, I like those niceness dress pants a lot. I keep having
the wool
those.
Material ones?
Yeah, but it's like, it almost feels like linen.
Yeah.
So that might be nice.
Yeah.
I really like linen pants and stuff like that in the summer.
You know what? Speaking of that dude that bought the Herald shit, that brown duck canvas jacket, do we have more of those? We do?
Yeah.
I might
get
cop
one of those.
that.
That'd be great for you.
When I packed it up, I was like, man, this is a really, really dope jacket. Yeah. So I might think about that.
I think as you like wear that a lot too, because you can tell it's been like, the reason it's a little stiff at first is because it's been like through a wash, you know? I think as you wear that thing down, it'd be like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm thinking about that personally as the splash piece.
Or I really like, it's not me, but that printed Lemaire with the chairs from the designer and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's so pretty.
Yeah.
Every time I look at that handkerchief too, maybe just get the handkerchief. I don't know. I like looking at it.
Yeah, it's just cool.
It's so pretty. Yeah.
It's just cool and nice.
Yeah.
So
maybe that too.
Scents too. Now is your opportunity to cop a bunch of scents at a discount. They're not going to go through seasonal sale. I'm going to throw out the regulars that I love. Yoyogi is kind of like my number one, has been for the last year or so. Like you said, it reminds you of that time in Japan, but it's my scent that I bring to Japan, so I have a fond memory towards that.
Funny? What made me think about the concert last minute is when you were starting to talk about Yoyogi. On that drive home, it was late, like 1 a.m., you know, and I was driving past the college. Mm-hmm. And I had the windows down and everything, and because it was a nice night, and they were watering the campus, and it smelled so, because it was a little windy. It smelled so strong of like grass. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
sick.
wet grass, and it smelled exactly like Yoyogi to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Damn.
good. I still love that scent. I have a little bit of weird sense memory, but I think I'm out of it. I wore it yesterday, I think.
Yeah, you could power through. You've also been wearing Man 2, correct?
I wear Man too.
Sometimes
I got a big mix. I've been also wearing a lot of. People keep asking me every time I wear it. The Museum Apotheker. I wish I could remember which one off top. I think it's Artifact 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
It's really good.
the scent I'm wearing today. Do you remember when I came in the office? I said, "What are you wearing, bro?" And you said it was the Museum Apotheker shit.
Oh yeah.
So
yes.
it reminds me of one of my personal favorites, and I literally found it this morning. I was like, oh, I forgot about this. It was tucked behind where I put my shit, and it's Ophir, OPHIR from Blackbird.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one for one. It to me, like the smell whatever one that you wear, that's what I'm wearing today. But other stuff here, I would say Yoyogi's number one. You got to cop that. Hinoki, we finally have that back in stock, and we've ordered it many, many, many times, and it often gets canceled and never gets delivered. So for the first time in a long time, we have a decent amount of Hinoki. You should hop over and cop that. I like
Or just
Wars
get the sampler.
Yeah, just
for
get the
cheap.
sampler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've got stuff left. I think the incense might be sold out, but the St. Rita's Parlor, the Rita's Car, Abby wears it all the time, and I love
roller.
that
It's a
scent.
roller, right?
Yeah, I like the scent so much. I put after I take a shower before I go to bed, I put one little dab just because I like the smell of it.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, it smells so good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, really nostalgic, nice smell.
Also, speaking of grass, I've already said to our group of people, so it's not going to be a surprise, but we do have something that's supposed to ship by the end of the month, Brondo, and it's APFR. So just a brief synopsis. If you, I won't bore you with the story again, but if you haven't heard, Timothy and I, we've talked, and the reason is not because Timothy and I are celebrities. We've talked about it on the podcast, and if you're listening to the podcast, you may have heard previously. I never want people to assume that they listen to anything that he and I talk about, but if you're here, there's a chance you've heard it.
If you made it an hour into this,
we were in Shibuya. We were walking back from something most recently when we were out there most recently. It may have been. I don't remember. We passed through Journal Standard, like the home goods store, and we walked in and we're like, what the fuck is that smell? It was an APFR incense. They have these big ones that burn for 90 minutes per stick. The boxes are $25 per, priced really well. They are my favorites in the house right now. When I come home and Michelle's burning one, I can smell it before I get in the house that we got APFR. I can't think. Sandalwood, I think, might be the scent. But anyway, we got a ton of APFR. Teakwood. And what you reminded me with the grass thing is there's a couple of hyper green scents, like straight up grass, and I'm really excited for those.
Maybe we'll do a little video or something about those when we get them going.
Because
I think also whenever we smell things together, it is entertaining.
It is entertaining
because I think that so many people have so many weird associations. Like it's such a like two people will smell the same thing and have extraordinarily different reactions, even if they both like it. Like what they're responding to is so different. So
totally. And we do it in a fun way with APFR. For instance, they sent us a little vial of every single scent they offer. Right, every scent,
and it's like 40 or 50 or something.
At least 40. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now not everything comes in, say, an incense and a room spray and a candle or what have you. Most of them have all the same applications, but some are similar to water, just aren't part of it. And what we'll do is we'll smell all of them, and there's a no and then like a yes maybe pile, and then a day later we'll come back and we'll smell all of the yes maybe pile, and chip away until ultimately we're left with 15, 18 cents that we really like through various applications. So I'm excited for that to come in. Mm-hmm. That's just completely a side note, but should be really fun.
Yeah, that'll be soon.
That's all of my recommendations for Memorial Day, I think.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think we got it.
Let's stock up on basics. Just the things that you're going to get a lot of wear out of.
Yeah. Or like I said, if you're going splashy, the stuff that's going to sell out. So get it while you can before it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next question?
Hold on.
He dropped his outline.
Oh, this one's good. What's your go-to outfit formula for warm weather days?
We kind of went through it to a certain extent. Like, I think that it's one of two things. It's either beat up jeans or I like flowy linen pants. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's really all I got for that time.
Yeah.
And once you got like 2 or 3 of those in each category, you're sort of locked. I don't think I think like not messing with bottoms a ton during summer, at least for me. I don't do a lot of that. I don't do a ton of shorts, but I usually do a couple of shorts.
I have a pair of shorts that I need to hem for you.
Well, that's right.
We're going to take them up an inch.
So like having like a little bit of like a, a looser fit short that's not too long, because that's not, I can't pull that. I think it's cool when people do it. I can't do it. Another thing I'll recommend real quick too, just thinking of Camille Fortunes has those like longer shorts. The Camille Fortunes, in the same fabric that I wear that track jacket from them that I got all the time. And it's a great piece. And I've been kind of regretting not getting in the same material. I don't really need it, but it's the same material. But it's almost like a kind of a coach's jacket. It's got ribbed cuffs and the hem. It's really nice.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe something from them if you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I really just like, once it hits summer, it's just like tees and flowy top. It's very flowy. You know what I mean? Like
you are flowy in the summer.
Yeah.
Kind of like our boy Cole here. You can't see. I said he's got a Bahama breeze way about him today. Yeah. My man is nothing if not, I say this about my mom too, seasonally
tropical.
Appropriate.
Yeah. I think that like also like I just really like I like open-toed shoes.
Yeah.
Which I know is not everyone's thing.
This summer, what are we doing? Zurichs, Kyoto, same thing?
It'll be Zurichs, whatever the slutty thong one is, whatever that one's called.
You got those on the way or you already got them?
I've had those. I wore those all last summer too.
Oh, I forget.
The black ones.
Yeah.
I like those.
They're in Levine Special.
And I've got the Lemaire loafers, and I got a pair of Paraboot loafers with the
I forgot about those.
With the like, it's more or less not a boat sole, but it's like just like a little camp sole on them. So
it's
they're
a little
beaters.
Yeah. Those are dope.
So I'm looking forward to kind of like roughing those up pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be the footwear rotation.
Nice.
So a couple pair of loafers, couple pair of open toes. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I think like it's a less is more time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more or less dressed exactly the same in summer as I do in the winter.
He's just sweating.
In that I'm going to sweat. For me, it's going to be more or less what I'm wearing today, but probably lose the button-up shirt. It's just going to be a white tee or a black tee. It's going to be a denim jacket, this one or the Visvim one, a couple of Herald jackets, Nanamika lightweight jackets, and then my fatigues and a pair of Wallabies. I just don't.
Wallabies even in the summer?
Yeah, probably. Or I'll get a pair of the catch balls, or I will do my.
I think this
Bostons
summer
and
you gotta find one mix up.
Well, I don't mind having my toes out in the Zurichs or my Kyotos. You know what I mean? I have a pair of Kyotos that I do yard work in that like something about they just don't agree with my feet. You know what I mean? But that's one color, and then my other color I think they're like the best fitting. Really agree with my feet. So
they changed them at some point for sure.
Yeah.
The model got changed a little bit. I noticed.
One cups my foot perfectly, and the other feet seems to work against me.
I think they made that Velcro part a lot thicker in like recent years.
Okay, that would make sense because it's the
like
ones I got after.
Bulkier.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that. I will wear shorts. I actually have a pair of fatigues that I cut into shorts a couple years ago. And I like just wearing those, so I'll just do that. Same exact thing that I'm wearing right now.
We just gotta get you
shorts.
into like a Lemaire, or maybe James Coward when it comes. I want to see you in like a little breezier. That's like right what you like.
Well,
you know
some William Frederick shit has piqued my interest.
There you go. Yeah,
we had those smoky lavender studio pants, I believe.
Those look great.
The last pair sold, I believe, they sold last night. But
that
right
does
as we were
what
leaving
you
work.
want clothes to do.
It does do it. It does. And I tried them on for some of the fellas, and I was like, damn, this is really dope. And then the shirt that I tried on with it sold in my size. And then the pants. So I was like, well, we'll let other people have it. I can always text Bill and see if he can make me up a little one too. You know what I mean?
I just think if we got you in a flowy pant and a flowy shirt and your open toes, you're gonna feel like a new bitch.
Yeah, I probably would feel pretty good. You know what?
It's
actually,
like right in your silhouette window.
I saw
Not
a fella.
so hot.
Huh?
Not so hot.
Not so hot. I'm a sweat regardless. That's more so.
I think
just
that
a
you've
sweaty
resigned
guy.
yourself to this because it's not like you're trying other stuff and then being like, "Oh, I'm sweaty."
No, but you know me.
You've just decided.
I am just a sweaty guy.
Yeah.
I'm excreting liquid from these X-Men hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This can degrade
I'd love
male
for you to apply
metal.
to the X-Men, and they're like, I mean, it's weird, but I don't know what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah. I saw a dude driving into work yesterday, and I was like, man, this vibe fucking bangs. And like, I'm not sure what his situation was, but I fucked with it. You know what I mean? And I think it's like the Jonah from Blackbird Spy Plane thing, where it's like, this is what this guy wears. You know what I mean? He had on what looked exactly like the Orslo used coverall. So think like the beat up, washed Orslo coverall, a little bit baggier, more length. He had on some baggy ass yellow, like baggies, nylon material shorts, and then some sort of like Birkenstock sandal or something. He had like a tote with a bunch of shit in it and like some old hat. And it was like a older fella, you know what I mean? I was just like, man, this is cool. I fuck with that. That's kind of what I'm gonna do. I like nylon short denim jacket. So probably do a little bit of that this summer too.
Okay.
That's about it.
Interesting. Exciting to see your summer looks.
Yep.
Jeez, what's your opinion on Patagonia baggies?
Not good for the body.
You don't like it either.
Nasty.
I was talking to Timbo about
we're
it yesterday.
looking at the Stussy ones, the new ones. Those are like, they're a little lighter and breezier than.
Yeah. Ooh, the mono stereo
it's like a
garden
bag,
short, I believe is what they're called, in
Those
dirt
are cool.
color.
Yeah.
Those are sick. And in fact, I might try those on. Do you know if they have a pocket?
I think you could pull a baggy short. I think it's going to drive you nuts at the first. Like, you're going to look at it right away and go, I don't know what these are different. You got to, you just get past that, I think you could work them into the looks real easy.
I don't care. I think
they're cool.
I'm not wearing my lady shorts out and about. One, they don't have pockets. Let me tell you a story. I think I've this is the thing is, I might tell the same story 10 fucking times like a 65-year-old dude,
You?
But the lady shorts. One time I was in Ohio for my friend's wedding. Night before we had the rehearsal dinner, we all got pretty trashed. Woke up the next morning and I go, fuck, I gotta get them a wedding present. So I'm somewhere in rural Ohio, down the street from a Bed Bath & Beyond, and I looked at the registry.
Day of?
Yeah, the day of. This is the day of the wedding. There was a Bed Bath & Beyond, and I know they had some shit from their registry from a Bed Bath & Beyond. I go down to Bed Bath & Beyond in a pair of probably just beat-up Vans, my little lady shorts, and whatever T-shirt I was sleeping in, hair all fucking crazy. I got my wallet and keys in one hand, phone in the other because there's no pockets. I make 2 laps around a Bed Bath & Beyond now. If we've all been in Bed Bath & Beyond, it's in a square, and they make it so they corral you around it, and there's so many cool things, you know what I mean? And I made 2 laps around there before I realized, dude, I am still pretty fucking drunk. I have not looked at nothing. Nothing is registered to me. And so I was in there for a solid hour and a half, 2 hours, using their little gift wrapping section. I maybe got them like an expensive pillow or something. I don't even remember what it was, but
They've called the cops on you.
yeah. Shout out the lady shorts. That's about it.
This is your thing, buddy. I don't know what you're looking at me for.
So that's my go-to outfit formula for warm weather days. Get yourself some tees, denim jacket, get yourself some nylon shorts.
And lady shorts.
That's what I'll be wearing, yeah.
Go ahead.
Most in rotation shoes for summer, as it's coming off the heels of what we've been talking about. It's going to be Zurichs, Kyotos, catch balls, and wallabies, dude. I don't know. There's something just about a wallaby that can't really... I just love them,
I get it. I think it's like it's a shoe you got to wear a sock with. So you know what I mean?
I got to wear a sock regardless, so.
Yeah. I am not a sock guy, especially in the summer.
I'm envious of people who can wear a Boston sockless. Like I really am.
Everything. Socks. Usually my purge of socks happens now. Like it's still not quite there, but I will get rid of 95% of my socks, and then I won't restock until like fall hits, and then I'll do a fresh one. But I don't need them for the summer. There's nothing I'm gonna, a couple pairs in there, maybe a pair of dress ones just in case, but that's it. I don't like them. So it's just loafers and open toe shoes.
Well, those loafers are perfect, dude. Those pair boot loafers are really, really nice. So
rock solid. So that's mine. A couple pairs of loafers, a couple pairs of that. And they're weird loafers, not traditional, but still serves the same purpose. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what is if I don't wear socks, I will come here and just take my shoes off and just be barefoot. You know what I mean?
You and I are both, like it or not, barefoot guys around the studio sometimes. My feet get real dirty by the end of the day.
It is what it is, dude.
I really don't like wearing shoes.
I'm with you, and as I've said, I've talked about it on here. Grounding, from the holistic woo-woo sense of what I wholly believe in that. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Waking up in the summer, like I did it this morning. I woke up, walked down the hallway. Came in, said hi to Michelle, give her a little lovin'. Boom, door opens. I'm outside on that patio
you guys sleep
barefoot.
in different rooms, right?
No, she just wakes up before me. But there's nothing like, dude, like today, putting your feet on that cement that's in the sun, that is such a good feeling. Being barefoot is great. If it wasn't for all the fucking glass from Lolita's regulars being strewn about the sidewalks and shit, you could just come here barefoot, but you can't because you can't have anything nice.
We can't
in this block
we
of
can't
town.
even be barefoot in town.
Can't be barefoot.
Okay,
So
we'll go to the next one.
Okay, this
Barefoot
one
is what we choose. That's our favorite one.
Yeah, barefoot rules. So I think that I might start doing that.
Not all the time. It's a special occasion thing. You can't ruin it.
That's fine. I'll do it once a week.
That's enough. Yeah, that's good. At home as much as you want.
This one does not necessarily apply to you and I. I've been in a long-term relationship for a long time, and you've been married since you were born. But if you were in the
50
dating
years this year.
50 years this year. You're 36. You've been married for 34 years. If you were in the dating market and had to use the apps, would you have specific moments, photos that you'd want to put on your profile?
Okay, so this is a fascinating thing for me because I've never been on a dating app before.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I've seen other people use them. Mm-hmm. It basically functions like Hot or Not, which I did remember.
That's literally all it is.
That's the closest to dating app that I ever saw.
Yeah.
I love the idea even now of going on a date because I don't mind talking.
Yeah.
So I would be fascinated, and I like asking people questions.
Yeah,
So this is I like the concept of that.
Yeah.
I don't like having to like order or eat in front of someone, but if it's just like a drinks or coffee thing, I could do that any day.
Well, that's something that you and I, again, we're 50-50. Some things we're so fucking in line with, and it metastasizes in a different way in both of us, in the way that it appears to others, but it's the same situation, you know? I want nothing. Listen, I love everyone here, but unless we're at a restaurant, I don't want anybody talking to me, looking at me, asking me how my food is, nothing. I want you to let me be in a corner. I want to shove it in my mouth, and then I want to be done with it, and I move on. So when everybody gets lunch and shit, it's really, it's what I'm waiting for is for everybody to be done or for everybody to congregate in one place so that I can take mine and go shove it in my mouth and somewhere else. You know what I mean? I don't want to be neither seen nor heard nor talked to.
Just two healthy adults having a conversation right now. I think that like I mean, I do understand what you're saying.
But yeah.
I like the idea of dating, even though I don't want anything that happens beyond. Like, I don't want to have a relationship. I just like the idea of chit chatting.
Sure,
and that's fun to me.
Sure.
The whole concept also seems interesting. Like, I like the idea of being like, oh, this person, okay, that seems fun. But I've never done it, so I have no concept of this at all. So I do think it's interesting to like build a profile. I don't know. Like both of us are not necessarily heavy social media users. You've been on the apps though.
I have been on apps when I first moved here. I was out here right when they came to be, I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even sure like if I was in college if the quote unquote the apps existed.
What are the different apps?
I know Bumble and Tinder. But I know there's a lot more now because Chris talks about it, and also just existing on the internet. Like you see, I know some of my OG Discord friends.
Do you think we could get on Raya because of the podcast?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Chris talks about that, right?
Yeah, of course, he's on Boulder Raya.
I'm pretty sure he's mentioned that before.
Because
I would be like, what do you do? You going on little dates or what are you doing? You know what I mean? But I only know the two. But I know there's a lot more.
What is the difference between the two? Is there any like difference? Are they same sides
I'm pretty
of the same coin?
Tinder and Bumble are like more or less the same thing. It's the hot or not situation. But I know they've built a couple others where like Raya, Chris is on. It's more.
It's like wealthy
I think we
people
have to stop
and like
Chris
celebrities. Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Maybe it helps. Maybe it helps. He's a great guy.
From like a Gen Z-esque, I'm not 100% Gen Z. My understanding.
Pause for a second. What is Gen Z? I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Like nobody knows.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Are they the 20s?
Yeah, like I would say it's 2000.
Because I'm millennial, technically.
One and
you
up.
are.
I'm like an elder millennial, basically.
I'm an elder millennial?
I am.
You are an elder millennial.
I'm like just on the.
What are you, Cole?
I mean, I'm like, it's weird because it's like I see someone that's a true Gen Z, like someone that's like Chiravo, right?
Yeah.
And then I see kind of like where I'm at, and I'm like, I feel like I have a lot of stuff similar to what you guys grew up with, right?
Yeah.
Like cell phones weren't, like the iPhone wasn't a huge part, or like social media I didn't get till later. compared to like kids now have it in like third grade.
I mean, yeah, I posted my first Instagram picture of a burrito when I was a freshman in college. You know what I mean? Like, and I put the filter on with the little border and all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was from Taco Tonto's in Kent, Ohio. For anyone out there who has not had it, if you find yourself in rural Ohio passing through Kent, you should stop at Taco Tonto's, have a burrito, and look out on the river. It's a beautiful little spot. But just to give a reference, that is when it came to be. I didn't have Instagram in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, in fact, I didn't get an iPhone until I was a senior in high school. So like, I don't know. But anyway, point being, you definitely feel on the cusp of, you're aware of things that Timothy and I had, and there's even some things that I missed that Timothy's aware of. But you also are much younger. Like, you are a lot younger than us.
And I'm coming, because I'm similar to you guys. I have a very long-term relationship as well.
Yeah, that's true.
From what I see with my friends and like people around here, it seems like Tinder's more of like the hookup culture kind of app.
Okay.
Like it's just quick, fast, easy kind of stuff. Bumble and Hinge are a little more serious.
Okay.
Hinge, I feel like most of my friends, whatever, that's like Hinge is a little more like I actually want to like date more long.
That's what you do if you're looking for a serious partner, if you're looking to like legitimately date.
Yeah, and I've seen and I've had friends that like they met on Tinder and then it's, actually Tindered into something bigger, right? And then they're in a long-term relationship now. And then Raya, what is it? Raya? I always want to say Rida. It's not Rida. That's like you have to be like
Flow
invited
Rida's
to
app.
it. Yeah,
Oh, it's Flow Rida's app.
Yeah.
His new dating app, Rida.
Cool.
I'm on that one.
actually.
I'm just trying to link with producers.
It's another trademarked idea. But to me, that's like you have to be invited to it. And I think there's probably a lot of subsects of different apps where it's like you have like, farmers meet only, all that different stuff, right?
That's for
Christian, like Christians meet, all the different old school ones that were like on your computer on a website.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, like the fast breakdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dating apps, as far as I knew them, was like for divorcees only.
Oh, interesting.
That was like an older person thing.
Yeah.
And you had to like pay to be on them and stuff. So it was a different like Match.com and stuff back in the day.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not good at this kind of thing for myself.
Yeah.
I would just post the podcast.
You should just come check us out. Uploads every Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be it. I just promote the. I just use it to promote the store.
And do you have any specific moments, photos you want to put on your profile?
I think I would just post pictures of my cats.
Yeah, fair enough.
And any deceased animals I had.
Yeah.
Really let them know what I'm about.
Captain Bananas, is that his name?
There was one named Captain. I didn't name that one. That one just came to us.
Yeah.
He was fully formed.
There was Tom, right?
Yep. He was a feral cat.
And you said he was strong as hell?
Yeah, he was weird. He was a weird cat.
Yeah.
He was really like when you pet him, it was like this is like all muscle. It's like it was like having a wild animal in the house. He didn't really like anybody. He liked me, okay, but it was more of a protection situation because I think I created the food for him, so I was to be protected.
Yeah.
Everyone else not interested in them.
Yeah, yeah.
We had Oscar the cat. We had Jeff the dog. Yep. Got Frank the tank, and we got Juno now. So I just see what they're into.
Yeah, that's what we got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the animals.
The pictures on my phone, like I've taken 1,200. I've had an iPhone since I was like 15. I've taken like 1,200 photos total in the history of time.
You're just not that guy.
Yeah, and half of them it's like stuff I had to like sell.
Yeah.
So or like Facebook
You're not taking
marketplace
outfit
listings
photos. You're not.
No,
you're not taking shit to share online.
I'm on here. What else do you want?
Yeah.
I'm seeable. I'm viewable.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, but it's just the way it is. It
is what it is.
I don't know. I wish I had like a cool picture of like me and Bill Clinton or something. So that would be what I'd want to use. Like,
hell yeah,
something like that. But I don't really have. I have like no, I don't have anything cool.
Speaking of Clinton, it got me thinking. You and I just watched that Bin Laden doc on Netflix.
Yeah,
which was First off, the documentary is really good. It's really interesting because I remember being in 4th grade, looking up at the screen 1 year post 9/11, and the screen being like, "Here's everything that could be used against you: mustard gas, this, that, and the other," and just being like,
us both visualizing like mustard, like French's.
Dude, they got the stadium mustard because anybody familiar with Cleveland, just shout out stadium mustard. They got stadium mustard for both where the Guardians play and where the Browns play. And my mom sent me out a gang of it.
We'd be more successful as an Ohio podcast, I think.
Or an Indiana podcast, which, let's be honest, one of the same. At least one of them has a lake. You know what I mean? So
we got lakes, brother. What do you think? We got no water there.
it's dry.
No, it's
a dry
desert.
state, dude. Yeah. Shoot, I forget what we were saying, dude. And I'll be honest.
Yeah, Ohio's definitely better. It's got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You want to see Elvis's pants or whatever?
I've never been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, believe it or not. But shit, dude, what was I gonna say? Oh,
I never
anyway,
know.
Anyway, the
That's
Bin
the
Laden
problem
doc,
with the
Bin Laden doc is really good. But what it did provide me with is more footage of W, and it reminds me of teaching G. Before his daughter could talk, do nothing, she could say W and hold up 3 fingers like George W.
W.
And I just think he's so fucking funny, man.
Yeah, he like sucks, obviously. Like,
yeah,
but so do all bureaucrats.
Listen, dude.
You know?
Listen, if you're in politics, I'm sorry.
You suck.
You suck. If you listen, I wholeheartedly
care what
believe
side you're on, you
if you're
suck.
out there in local government, big government, this, that, and the other. I don't trust you.
This isn't even an anti-government thing at the end of the day.
No.
This really comes down to it's just like you're not a guy we're gonna hang out with.
No,
period.
I don't.
You aren't cool. So
I do not trust
sorry.
you, and you're not cool. So that's that. But we can all agree George W. is a funny
presidents
guy.
that were really, when we were young, presidents were really good about being on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They loved being on TV.
Now watch me hit this drive.
Bill Clinton
you know?
playing saxophone and stuff. I mean, like they loved. They were happy to be in front of a camera.
How about that shot though of George W. the famous where he's reading to school children as 9/11 was happening? And then did you see? I didn't. This is things that we lived through, but like, I don't know the story of.
No, because I saw that stuff happen and then went, oh, that's a lot to take in.
That's crazy.
Anyway, I'll play 16 hours of Metal Gear now.
but because the whoever it was, his advisor of some sort, CIA, I think he was a CIA advisor, comes, taps him on, and he had let him know that, hey, the first World Trade Center, a plane struck the World Trade Center. We believe it, that it's maybe just a 2-person propeller plane, this, that, and the other. Cool, I'll have a story I want you to tell real quick too. And then the guy comes and tells him, hey, the second plane is hit. America is under attack. And you can see that he's trying to keep it together and shit. And like, I just thought the documentary was really good to see all those things, see the behind the scene things that we're very familiar with imagery wise, but to hear the story behind it was really interesting because we lived through it.
His vibe was like when you're at a party and like you're with a group of friends and they're like, those two like just got a divorce or something, and then you find yourself in like a conversation with those two later, and you're like, oh, fuck, I know something no one else knows right now.
Yeah.
I can't let on, but I'm not listening either because I'm only thinking about this one thing somebody just told me about the person.
Oh yeah, you're just stuck in it.
Yeah.
Real quick, Cole, if you wouldn't mind telling the story that you have with a plane wreck over the weekend.
Oh yeah, I was Sophie's my wife, and she has one uncle, well, 2 of them, but one of them. Terrible way to say it. We went over to go pick up her cousin to go bring to the Nature and Science Museum in Denver.
Cool.
We drive in, huge plume of black smoke. We were like, oh shit, like someone burning garbage or something. And we're like, no, this looks like a house fire. It was like huge.
It was
dark,
too big
right?
to be some garbage. Yeah.
Basically, turns out we go in the back. We realize what it is. It's in a giant big planes behind his house, and a biplane, a 2-engine plane, just like. The door flew off of it or something. They tried to get it back onto the Rocky Mountain Airport. Couldn't get it. Mayday, started flipping out. Crashed right in the middle of the, really crazy shit. And Sophie's uncle was just like, first person to see go down. Didn't know it was a plane. Like, they didn't know what it was. If it was like a car, because there's still a road relatively close. Yeah. Ran down with a bunch of fire extinguishers. Figured out it was a plane. Bunch of firefighters started taking it down, and crazy story. But
I don't think any of those types of planes, they shouldn't go up there anymore.
Well,
I see them around, and you see them around here a lot, and they look sort of always wobbling around.
A year ago, last summer, or I believe last summer, it was a big story in Boulder. 2 Cessnas collided. Listen.
Ease off the throttle. I can feel where this is going.
I'm just saying what's crazy to me is that you and I could not stand across the street and throw a baseball and have them hit midair. And that's within this contained ether that is the universe, right?
Nobody has any idea how badly he now wants to try to hit 2 baseballs.
Honestly, give me a half an hour with one of you guys. We're hitting a midair. But point being is that is through a contained, what is this, 45 feet between here and there. How the fuck 2 planes hit each other midair It blows my mind because you have the x-axis, the y-axis, and then you have space and time. You know what I mean? You can go this way, that way, all which ways. It just blows my fucking mind.
You're really playing around with science today a lot in a way that I know you don't know where you're at. You know?
No. What I'm trying to get at, because people talk about like the fourth dimension, and it's like it goes this way or something. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you one thing. As unlikely as that is, you going from the dating apps question into 9/11 into two planes crashing into each other that you heard about.
Well,
that's way more unusual.
Well, somebody said something about Bill Clinton at some point.
Yeah.
I said it got me on the Bin Laden doc.
Okay. Back to tell me what your photos would be. Oh no, you had photos on there. Were they?
It was just shit from here.
Were they like sexy photos?
No.
No, I don't mean.
I'm not
like,
a sexy guy.
Okay. Can you hand him his stuff?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
What does he need? We have to pause for a second.
Just say we're recording.
Fred, is this yours? Yeah, no problem. Oh, yeah, it's a little heavy.
After that brief pause, that was just our landlord picking up his mail.
We can never. We try to do the podcast at different times. Somebody's got to get in this building. It's like at all moments of every day.
Yeah. Did I have sexy photos?
I don't mean like sexting.
Because I'm not a sexy guy.
I just meant like, were they a little more? Were you conscious of trying to make them look good?
Sure, you want to look good. You know what I mean? But the thing is
like, you know, the MySpace photos I'm thinking about.
They were more or less just like photos that we would have used for an email campaign here that I thought made me look nice.
You were using Abby to meet girls?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, you know.
You just had professional, like, model grade photos on there.
Yeah.
I would go get, like, I want to go to, like, the seediest place in LA, get headshots.
Yeah.
And I would use those. I would sign them too. And I'm going to bring a signed photo for them.
Yeah.
At the date. And just a little something to remember me by. Here's a signed.
They go home and they're like, Timothy Grindle, what the fuck? Why is he
giving out signed headshots?
Signed photo, dude. Is this from JCPenney's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to go into some guy's like basement. He prints me out the big 8x10s.
Yeah. But I think that'd be cool. But no, I didn't have anything risque or nothing. It was just photos from here. I would not be
good at it because of the amount of not having to cater to that for so long. You know what I mean? Like, marriage is obviously married, different.
Dude. Yeah.
I'd be so bad at it because I couldn't let anything go. It would just have to be I'm used to very straightforward conversations.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yeah,
I would like the first nicety thing, and then the second one, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Okay, we're done with this, dude.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Let's either just immediately live together or just move on right now. That would be like, what else are we doing, man?
Either we can sign a lease this weekend, or I'm just going to have to move on, sister, because...
And you're not getting a second headshot.
Yeah.
It's one.
You got the one signed one. Yeah. So if you lost that in the back, if that's in the trunk of your Maxima still, then that's where it's going to stay.
Let's get merch. Let's get merch for the site where it's just a headshot. It's a t-shirt with a headshot of like you on the front and me on the back. Customer service
love
podcast,
that, dude. I'll smile for it even. You know what I mean?
We could just go take them together. But I want to go to like a place that's like, you know, like a guy with one of these that's taking the pictures.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
In high school, my buddy got senior photos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was thinking
senior photos. Yeah.
If I say it more, will you understand? And
I'm shaking my head yes the whole time.
Yeah. He got ones that were baseball. And you have to understand, even as a senior where I'm from, my world was so fucking small. Everything that I knew was between Ashtabula and then 45 minutes west to Cleveland. And then maybe 30 minutes east to Erie, Pennsylvania, where they did that, where the documentary takes place, where the lady and the guy got a guy put a bomb around his neck and put him out in front of a bank.
Yeah,
that happened in Erie, Pennsylvania. I know that well. In fact, when I'd go to Panera Bread, that's the plaza that it was in. So all this time you hear me talking about wasting away in a Kohl's and eating at a Panera Bread, it's in that plaza on Peach Street.
He'll regularly say, like, I'll be like, oh, I went to this place, I don't know, some things like, oh, that's a nice plaza.
It's a nice
it's like
plaza.
A regular thing you'll say.
I do grade the plazas. But my world was so small. and he got these photos taken. And there was one where he's in like his baseball uniform. He's holding a bat, and he threw his ball in the air, and the photographer caught it with the ball in the air. You know what I mean? And I just remember being like, we got somebody in Ashtabula that could take these kind of photos, dude. Like,
These kind of photos.
I thought that it was crazy.
What would yours have been? What would your thing if you could have, the budget's endless?
Oh shoot, maybe mid around the world soccer. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like catch it when my foot's right on the apex or something, or like take it so you complete the circle.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
But
my cousin did mine.
Hell yeah.
I had a choker necklace on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Some lady took mine.
Actually, you know what? That's the picture I'm going to use.
Yeah.
18-year-old me with a choker on, picture by my cousin.
By my cousin.
That's my profile pic.
That's tight.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's about it. I don't know. They were photos from here. They were just photos from here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it worked, obviously.
So whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Me and Michelle actually found each other through our exes. That's how.
Do you,
Believe it or not. I think I've said that on the pod before. Everyone knows.
what do you think? What do you think? Like, let's say,
yeah,
electronics all get shut down. Some sort of situation.
Yeah.
We're not in threat or anything. It's just all the electronics get shut down.
Yeah.
Well, where would you go to meet someone if you were like, I want to meet somebody?
And electronics shut down, but the world's still going on. Here's the thing, though. That's a scenario.
Just go with the damn thing. I can't litigate
Poking
this.
holes.
God knows where you would end up if I let you off leash here.
I don't know. I think because my thing was like, well, if there's no electricity, there's got to be.
Shut up. We're not doing that thing. Stop. I'm saying like a location.
I was gonna say like
the
town square.
We get a gazebo.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
That's what I was thinking, though. You know what I mean? Like the town square would become home base for.
I'm just saying you're not a guy that's out there much.
Yeah.
But like, maybe you don't want to be alone forever. Maybe,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you do.
Maybe I just ride my bike around and just see if we got any populations of people around where people are segregating. A bar. Maybe there's an outside bar.
Why would you not start with the bar? You're going to ride your bike around and go, you miss.
Well, I'm saying if there were groups of people that maybe had found each other and formed a community. I'm still thinking
in a disaster. You have to get your head out of this.
I'm stuck in an apocalyptic situation.
Okay, let's just say, because you can't not do this, let's say it's the 80s. You can think back.
Yeah.
The 90s, before internet or cell phones.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably a bar, dude. Mm-hmm. It feels like a.
You would go up to a bar and that's how you would approach. I just can't imagine.
I would never approach somebody. It's never.
You're just gonna sit there and hope that someone comes to you. That makes sense for you, to be honest with you. But
honest to God, yeah, I might go to the bar, but I would sit there by myself and just be like, either someone's gonna come talk to me or not, but I'm not talking, so I'll just come back tomorrow and wait another 8 hours. You know what I mean? That would be, yeah.
I think I would just try to get like a job at like a grocery store.
See, this is a good angle.
I've always kind of wanted to work in a grocery store anyway.
Yeah.
Just like with my spare time. And then I would just like be helpful.
Did you, growing up...
Until I met somebody.
Did you, like, for instance, people in my hometown, you could work at McDonald's, you could work at Kmart, or you could work at Giant Eagle. Walmart didn't hire minors. They had enough full-grown people to fill out the staff.
bill.
You know, they didn't need to hire kids in high school. Kmart, however, hired a bunch of kids in high school, and a bunch of my buddies worked at the Kmart. And then Giant Eagle was even doper. You know what I mean? And I unfortunately never got to work at a grocery store, but you saying that did remind me. Did you, was that an option?
I'm sure it was an option. I never worked at one.
Yeah. But doesn't it seem so cool looking back? Like that feels like the coolest place to, again, y'all, and like
coffee shop. I still want to work. I just like working at a coffee shop. I love working at a coffee shop. Any day I'll go work at a coffee shop right now just for fun.
I think that
when I retire, I plan to just work at whatever the coolest coffee shop is. I'm just going to see if they'll let me work there. I don't even need to get paid. I'm just there to be helpful.
Yeah.
Because I see things when I go into them where I'm like, you could improve this or let me fix this. But
totally.
I don't have the time right now, but if I had the time, I would love to help out.
You know,
and then you just meet interesting people.
No, you do. The coffee shop. Yeah. No, I think that's a good answer. I think that might actually be the best place to meet a person is like working at a coffee shop. If you're like a single something in your 20s, working at a coffee shop seems like a great way to meet people, you know?
Just talk about people's clothes. Like, oh, I like your shoes. I like your blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I like those things too.
Yeah. But the grocery store, back to the grocery store, that felt like the coolest, sexiest job you could have had in high school, because a lot of the times that Kmart or McDonald's, they also had kids from other high schools. So you did get to like, my friends that worked at these places, they were tight with the other high schools that we necessarily weren't friendly with because we didn't know them outside of competing in sports. You know what I mean? So I wish that I worked at Giant Eagle so bad. That would have been just the
bee's knees.
That would have been the bee's knees. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if I was there, then I just go, oh, you're looking for something? You need something? And I go, hey, you blah, blah, blah.
It's a nice way
joke,
to,
you know?
You have a legitimate reason to talk to a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just get in off the first step, and then you can kind of maybe it's a coffee shop, you see them regularly, you know a little bit about them, do a little bit of talking.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would be my move.
Yeah.
Or, to be honest with you, probably just alone forever. That's more my speed.
Honestly, you've said that.
I don't.
I'll just be alone. If it doesn't work out, I'll just be alone forever.
I think it's better for maybe the world if I'm just if I'm just working a lot and not doing anything else.
Well, you know, and we do have to wrap this up. But I've now been on a new section of Hulu and YouTube TV. I'm watching Northwoods Survival and Port Protection. These are both northern Canada, people living off the grid, building cabins, living alone proper, or, you know, just them and their partner and a dog, and it interests me how commerce is done up there. A lot of the times they're fishermen or stuff of that nature. But it just interests me how commerce is done when it's so remote. So somebody peeping in the window. I'm gonna go up to everybody's house and just be like, "What do you got? What are you doing in there?"
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing that happens around here because we have big windows right here that people feel like they can just come and put their face fully up to the window. Can you imagine if I was just doing that at night to people's houses?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see what's going on.
I just want to see what you're watching.
My God-given right to stick my face up against the window.
Yeah, yeah, crazy. So I don't even know, man. Oh, living out in the woods and shit. I don't know. That's probably what I would do. If Shane ever got tired of my bullshit, I would just disappear to the woods.
You could live with me.
Yeah, that'd be true. We just would never talk. I'd be like,
"Are we talk enough?"
Yeah. So yeah, we could just get a little spot.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But we're fortunate. I would not want to be dating right now. Seems like not a good time. By all accounts, all people that I know, young or old, dating, it does not seem like a good time. So we are a fortunate group.
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I still like doing chit chat, so I'd be fine. But
yeah, you just like to chit chat.
Just ask a few questions and immediately just leave once I was done.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead.
No, not interested now. I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that's about it, guys. At
so
the time
Memorial
of this
Day is
coming
going
out,
on, like we said, we're gonna leave here and
yeah, we got a lot of shit to do. So I don't even know if we'll get to those boxes today. Memorial Day, I gotta let Discord gets it today. At time of this airing, Memorial Day is live. www.shopcanoeclub.com. Whole site is 30% off. You got to use the code. There will be a banner at the top of the site telling you the code. So go and do that. Buy yourself some Orslo pants. Buy yourself some Rototo socks. Lady White, we were fortunate enough to restock right before going into this. So Memorial Day is live. Pop over to the YouTube. There's a lot of things that are going to be, you know, in tandem with Memorial Day. We're going to have some fun, I believe, curated collections and gift guides and things of that nature. And you'll be able to find that pretty easily. Other than that, that's about it, guys. It's been a long one. I don't know, man. We've been going. So thank you for bearing with us. This is the first time trying to stay a little more organized.
it really helped.
It did provide us with an outline.
Yeah.
But I certainly called some audibles.
Yeah. Made a couple game time decisions.
Listen, you guys get talking about Bill Clinton. I have no option but to talk about George Bush.
At the Arby's in my neighborhood, there was 3 guys there. Pablo, Hiccup, and... All right, we gotta go. Bye.
Bye.